Since 2017, the video game market has revolved around the Battle Royale formula that created some of the most popular games in the past 10 years, while also revolutionizing how games are built for revenue. At the forefront of these changes are PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and Fortnite Battle Royale. While they are not the first games to experiment with Battle Royale gameplay, both popularized their versions and ascended above every Battle Royale that came before and that would have come after. However, after all of their success, Fortnite has become the pristine Battle Royale and one of the most influential games since games were even starting to be made. After they exploded in 2017 to 2018, every game tried to get in the market, with Call of Duty having Blackout and later Warzone, Battlefield having Firestorm, CSGO with Danger Zone, and even Fallout of all games had Nuclear Winter. It was the hope of every game developer at the time to release a Battle Royale that could capture what players saw in Fortnite or PUBG. Only a few ever did, like Warzone and Apex Legends. The rest drifted into nothing as Fortnite continues to lead the pack of Battle Royales all the way to the current day and probably years to come. Even after PUBG started the Battle Royale trend, it could not hold the top spot as the most successful after Fortnite's popularity went nuclear in early 2018. PUBG is the older brother of the Battle Royale genre and Fortnite the younger. PUBG may have come first and carved out a respectable path of its own, but Fortnite watched and through failure crafted a gem that cannot be outdone. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds creation was led by Brendan Green, or his online handle PlayerUnknown. Green was fascinated with early Arma 2 modding as games like DayZ were just starting out there as mods. After DayZ became its own standalone game, interest switched to Arma 3 and Green was picked up by the Daybreak game community who were developing H1Z1. After his stint there, he was offered a position as creative director for Bluehole, who were in the business of making a new game. Green accepted, and in 2016 he would begin working to have the game out in a year's time. Through the hard work of all the Bluehole's devs, who Green himself acknowledged, PlayerUnknown's Battleground released first on Windows March 23, 2017, in early access. The release received a strong opening as expectations of Bluehole and Green were shattered, with the first 3 days making $11 million in sales, followed by in April bringing in around $35 million, as the game sold over 1 million copies. In June, Bluehole announced PUBG had sold over 5 million copies and had generated over $100 million in just 3 months it had been in early access. With a concurrent player count of 100,000, the number just kept climbing as people found this revolutionizing game taking over. PUBG peaked in December of 2017 as the player count on Steam peaked at 3.2 million concurrent players, the highest Steam has ever seen still, with Counter-Strike 2 in second with 1.8 million. December of 2017 also saw PUBG release on the Xbox One in early access and the full game release on Windows. The mobile version of the game was released worldwide on March 19, 2017 with a combined 75 million pre-registrations, and on the Chinese iOS charts, PUBG was ranked first in downloads. The mobile version of the game would be the second most downloaded game of 2018 with 300 million downloads. Today, the mobile version of PUBG continues to be a monumental success as the game has reached 1 billion downloads through all mobile platforms. PUBG was an extraordinary success in the gaming market that took over for the majority of 2017, all while Battle Royale clones scrambled out as other companies attempted to capture the magic. Unfortunately for Bluehole, or their new name Krafton, a new Battle Royale game would be able to capture the magic. Epic Games had everything it needed to take the Battle Royale genre to new heights with Fortnite Battle Royale. Fortnite started out in 2017 as a role-playing survival game called Save the World that was inspired by Minecraft's approach to building as a game. After seeing the success of PUBG, Epic quickly realized they could rapidly build their own Battle Royale on their not-so-successful foundation they had for Save the World. The move proved to be very successful as Fortnite Battle Royale picked up 10 million players in the first 2 weeks of release, which gave Epic enough to make another team to service the Battle Royale separately from Save the World. The rest is really history, as everyone in gaming is familiar with the exceptional rise of Fortnite and how big the game has become. The only thing that matters today is that Fortnite became more popular than PUBG and, well, really anything. Even with the Asian audience, PUBG couldn't compete with Fortnite, especially after the player count went down to a more normal number after 2018. Fortnite never looked back after taking off in 2018, and the large casual audience of PUBG moved on from the former giant. Although both games were battle royales in their purest forms, they were actually far different games despite both being very popular with their new audience. So why did Fortnite move to be the more popular game despite coming months after and during PUBG's peak? How has Fortnite maintained a dominance over gaming as PUBG fell into its own niche? And what can be learned about success in gaming from Fortnite's rise and PUBG's fall? PUBG didn't invent the battle royale genre, but simply popularized it as games like H1Z1 failed to do. Green himself said he took inspiration from the 2000s film Battle Royale while he was making his original Arma 2 mods. While they were not the truest of adaptations, Green believes that PUBG had become the truest form of Battle Royale that was released. 100 players jumping from an aircraft onto a map where items lie for them to battle it out until there is one survivor. The player count doesn't matter as much, but Fortnite and PUBG share the same foundation as what is thought of as a Battle Royale. However, the gameplay differences are very obvious from a simple quick glance over how each functioned throughout the match. PUBG was adapted more from survival games like DayZ and military sim style like Arma 2 and 3, with inventory management for medical items, different ammos, gadgets, guns, melee weapons, attachments, armor, and even a bicycle. Fortnite takes a very simple approach with just 5 slots of space for health, shield items, and weapons. Ammo is easily managed out of the way with high limits to the amount you can hold, unlike in PUBG where it depends on the size of your backpack and what else you want to carry. The simple design of Fortnite pretty much tells the whole story of the two games' success. Fortnite is casually simple and PUBG is complicated realism. Generally, the casual audience is always going to be higher than that of the more hardcore style, as easier gaming appeals more to the average player. Call of Duty succeeds for much of the same reason as Fortnite. It is engaging, arcadey, and easily fun as the mechanics are not only easy to understand, but also translate better to other forms of play. PUBG originally found its popularity through a PC audience. It has received a console port, but the game doesn't translate as well because of the more complicated and needy style. Managing your inventory while quickly searching the floor for items becomes more difficult with a pair of joysticks when compared to a mouse. Looking at Fortnite, the weapons are easily visible on the ground and are equipped with a single press on the controller. The movement and gunplay of Fortnite only continues to remain the easier fix for a console audience as it plays very smooth with ease, while PUBG once again plays for a more hardcore audience that suffers without a mouse and keyboard. The mobile release of PUBG is very successful, especially in Asia, but PUBG could never grasp the console audience in the same way Fortnite did. Without the console side of things booming, PUBG really couldn't maintain its success like Fortnite did by taking advantage of its popularity everywhere. PUBG showed Fortnite a formula for creating gameplay that gamers were finding out they wanted even though they never knew was missing. Like an older brother, PUBG set an example for game design that had not worked before, as most games that tried to achieve Battle Royale success went nowhere, like The Culling. What it took was a well-done shooter that had the content and appeal to genres that already existed. PUBG tackled the hardcore shooter experience in a new form of Battle Royale, so it was not a big shock that with some innovation, an old popular genre could get a new life into it. Fortnite, on the other hand, changed things without having a real foundation to its additions to the Battle Royale market. Yes, Fortnite saw its older brother PUBG and copied the overall gameplay style, and then mixed it with their already established Save the World style. But Fortnite really did more than that. Fortnite grew on its own by making a new style of gaming by bringing building into a shooter setting, having destructible buildings in a very lively world, and pushing out content every week to make itself practically immortal. The perfect ADHD rush for everyone looking for something to push themselves into for hours on end because of that arcadey feel it gets. Die, respawn, hopefully win, repeat. Fortnite did something different, and while they were lucky that they had the foundation of Save the World, it was up to them to create their own style that was too addicting for so many to stop. The final and probably most important change that Fortnite implemented to top the older juggernaut came outside of actually playing the game, opting to release Fortnite Battle Royale as a free-to-play experience with 0 paid competitive advantages no matter how much a player spent. This changed everything because PUBG was $30, and gaming in general always had a price. What Fortnite did was incredible, and honestly a massive step in the right direction, as they didn't hold back content or any OP guns, but instead laid everything on the table and only asked that you buy some skins or a battle pass for the exclusive ones. Obviously, this worked incredibly well, as we all know, and is one of the greatest decisions a game has ever made, as now every form of media makes its way into Fortnite for that sweet skin money. These days, games are praised when they are released in good shape with little bugs and no microtransactions. Just look at God of War and Baldur's Gate 3 for references. People love those games and praise the passion the developers have to release games so finished and without tons of ads trying to sell you more. Interestingly, Fortnite is kind of the opposite, and yet I think it is equally important to gaming to have the option to pay for something you are enjoying instead of paying before you even play. Of course, not every case is equal, as some games do have content beyond a paywall, but even then, it is a choice to spend as the game is free to play. It is up to you to spend the money. Fortnite got everyone playing and people enjoyed enough to buy. They provided a service that gave out hundreds of hours to players, and in turn, players decided to spend money on things that ultimately do not even matter. It is a healthy dynamic, and I even think it's more healthy as asking for an entry price and nothing else. I've played so many games for free that I would never have spent an initial $40 to $60 to get into. PUBG even actually ended up going free to play across all platforms in January of 2022, but it was obviously too late, as many people already paid the $30 for it, that really the free door just invited cheaters into a well-built home. Player counts never changed enough for the move to be revolutionary, especially since by 2022, free-to-play games are commonplace among shooters. PUBG probably would have been more successful, but skins are harder to sell to a hardcore audience who doesn't want to run around in bright colors or be in a Goku costume on a battlefield fighting for survival. That's for the arcadey gamers to enjoy. Perhaps selling for $30 was the smart decision in the end, as the developers knew they had something worth selling. A lot of battle royales that came after for free didn't last, as they never could have been worth the initial $30. In the end, each game proved themselves. PUBG sold millions of copies at an initial cost of $30, and Fortnite made billions by putting a game into your hands for free, with updates every week and skins constantly being added to the shops. Fortnite did come out more popular, but it almost feels a little lucky, as the same level of success has never been seen, as major companies couldn't compete with games like Apex Legends and Warzone even coming up short. All the while, games continue to sell for $60 and $70 now, because most gamers have no problem dropping initial money for hours of entertainment in the comfort of their own home. It's not really about the price, but the quality of the game that allows the gamer to decide what a game is worth paying for, even if they never had to pay anything to begin with. PUBG and Fortnite will forever be intertwined as two games that changed gaming years after innovation had declined in the market. PUBG will be played by that older brother in your life who likes hardcore stuff that's not childish or cartoon styled. He has the money to buy something without knowing if there will be a return through entertainment. However, in the end, he's going to enjoy it immensely and get every cent worth without even sharing how he feels about it. To him, you had to have been there to enjoy such a masterpiece that will forever leave a void that other games cannot fill. Fortnite, on the other hand, follows a different story as the younger brother. Following in the older brother's footsteps, you get into gaming after seeing how much fun others were having around you. Without any money, you find this free game that is utterly addicting. It has an amazing, colorful environment with fun graphics that can easily help you get lost from an often dim-lit room. The game even invites your imagination with building and later the ability to even create your own maps for unlimited fun. Everything is perfect as everyone wants to play with you, and every second away is spent talking about it at school and various other extracurricular activities. Unlike your older brother, you love to talk about Fortnite and you want to share the game with everyone because it's all you need. And honestly, it's never going to leave, as it's had the drive to be a real success of the new Battle Royale genre. It wasn't okay just being a well-made game that carved its way into a successful life, but instead carved its way into history books as the most played game for years. Each game had a role, and while the outcomes ended differently, neither would really have it any different. They achieved exactly what they set out to do, establishing themselves with their audience by bringing a new adventure to gaming. I appreciate you watching the video, and let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to check me out in the description. Would love to do some streaming to interact with you all a little bit, so just let me know where you want me to do that. And yeah, just make sure to take care until next time. See ya.